Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a little tour of my Disney themed office. This office serves two main purposes for me. First, I am a full-time employee with a corporate 9-to-5, so I have one section of my office reserved for that, and I have another section of my office reserved for running my Etsy shop where I sell Minnie Mouse ears and occasionally some other items here and there. So without further ado, let's talk through each section and I'll show you guys how I made this my perfect creative space. So this first section that you see when you walk right into the room is my Etsy desk setup situation. So I've just got a plain workbench type desk here. I always have my blanket and pillow for late nights of constructing ears so I can be extra comfy. I have my Cricut maker right here, which I don't use often for ears, but I do use for a lot of other projects. So I have it here for super easy access. And then I have my little spinny, twirly tool thing. I've got E6000 glue, plenty of scissors. I've got the remote for my TV where I'm currently watching Princess and the Frog. I've got pens, pencils, Sharpies, glue sticks, lip balm, hand sanitizer, Cricut tools. I've got some of my bobbins for my little sewing machine. I've just got tons of stuff that I readily need next to me on this little guy. And then over here I've got two things. First, I have an empty candle jar, and this jar is actually very important because this is the template that I use for my ears. A lot of people have, you know, maybe a foam one or a stencil, and I actually use this because it is the perfect size for Minnie Mouse ears. So hollowed out old candle jar, that's the trick, you guys. And then next to me, I've also got my little mini sewing machine. This thing is so puny, but it is so perfect for making Minnie Mouse ears because I can easily move it, obviously, when I need it and put it out of the way when I don't need it. It's great for like little sewing jobs, and all I need to do is sew around the ear. So I love this thing. It's super easy to thread the needle, and yeah, I literally don't know what I would do without this thing. I think it's just amazing. And then next to me, I have two more tools, my hot glue gun, which is obviously a necessity, and then I also have my iron, which I often use, especially when cotton fabrics get wrinkled from being folded up in the bin, just to make sure I have a nice, clean, pressed fabric for my ears. Then next to me here, I have a little tiered rolling tray thing. You can't see it. There we go. A little bit better. That I store a bunch of the tools that I use in here. So I've got tons of headbands, foam cutouts to stuff ears. I've got my stencil for foam. I've got my double-sided tape in here, as well as my measuring tapes. I also have thread in here. I've got tons of scrap fabric, especially for ears that I'm currently working on. In these little cups over here, I've got my lint roller, which I often use, especially after cutting fuzzy fabrics like this yellow one, to kind of lint roll any fabrics that it might have gotten on, or even my desk, because my desk will get covered in fuzz. And then I also have this bucket thingy, which has tons of extra glue sticks in it. So yeah, on the front pocket here, I have the trim for the headbands of the ears, so it's super easy to access when I need it. Down here, I have a bunch of pre-cut fabrics for ears, so it's super easy if someone orders like a pair of my blue and white checkered print. All I have to do is grab this. I've got a bunch of pre-cut squares for the ears, rectangles for the headbands, bows, everything is pre-cut, so all I have to do is pull it out and put it together. And then lastly, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, no, probably not, but in the bottom tier of this, I actually have a bunch of pre-made pieces of ears. So I've got headbands, ears that have not got bows on them yet, just a ton of stuff like this that is kind of, you know, 25, 50, 75% way to being a full pair of ears. I just haven't finished them yet. Then on top over here, I've got a bunch more pre-cut fabrics and ear pieces. As you can see, I've got tons of these blue bows that I'm working on. I've got headbands. Again, just tons of pre-cut fabric. So down here, I've got 3 different buckets of fabric. So my top one is mainly sequins. The one below that is mainly like Disney printed fabrics or other printed fabrics, and then the one at the bottom is kind of miscellaneous. I've got different kinds of prints, bows, Sherpa, stuff down like that down there. And then sitting right here, I've also got my polyfill, which is what I use to stuff my ears. So everything is super accessible, super easy for me to just grab and go and work and crank through some ears. So that's kind of the Etsy working part of it. Let's go move over to my TV stand where I'll show you guys some of the storage. All right, I am in my PJ pants, so if you see that, don't judge me. That's where I'm at right now, okay? So starting from the left over here, this is actually chock full of DVDs because I have a ton of DVDs and I don't have a smart TV in here. So as you can see, the credits for Princess and the Frog are running, and I just use this to watch TV or movies when I'm making ears because it's just comforting to have something on, to be honest. So I just use the DVDs that I have in there to watch stuff on my TV. Then in here, I actually have a backdrop. I will show you guys later. There are hooks on the ceiling, and I actually do a little bit of acting on the side. So I have this backdrop which I can easily hang from the hooks and then have an easy setup for filming audition tapes. So super handy. And then the rest of this are attachments for my heat press. So I can make mugs and caps and plates and all sorts of different types of stuff with my heat press. I absolutely love it, and all of the accoutrements are in here. Moving right over, this next bin, I've got my vinyl. This is all of the vinyl that I own just about, whether it's permanent vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, glitter vinyl, holographic, all of it, transfer tape, everything lives in here. I don't use my vinyl super duper often, but I've just got tons of it on hand, so if I ever want to do a project, I've got plenty of stuff to choose from. And yeah, it's just super handy in here. Then below that, I have other miscellaneous project stuff. I've got wood signs because I do wood burning sometimes. So I've just got a variety of different signs. These make great gifts. So yeah, again, just random craft stuff that probably might just never get used, but I always hold out hope. I feel like that's just what crafting is. Crafting is like buying all the things you think you're gonna use and then never using it, which is fine. It is what it is, you know? All right, then next to that, I've got a bucket of ears. These are all ears that will never be sold, either because they are a pair of ears that are honestly a pain in the butt to make, and I made them specifically for a Disney bound or an outfit I wanted to wear in Disney, and I don't plan on recreating them. For instance, I have this pair of tuck ears, which are super cute, but they're actually really expensive to make because I have to custom print everything that is on these pair of ears. So I don't plan on like regularly selling them on the shop. Another thing that I have in here are ears that are listed on the shop but are not up to par with what I would sell. So for instance, like this red and white Christmas fabric, there is a little tear on one of the ears, yeah, right here, because Brendan actually cut around the sewing parts for me and he cut a little bit too close. So there's a little tear. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. So I wouldn't send these to a customer because I want them to get a perfect pair. So that's kind of what this is, a mix of the personal ears that I own from other shops, mistake ears that I'll wear but I won't sell to a customer, and ears that I made for myself that I don't want to remake because they just were too complicated. So that is what this is. And next to that, I've got more of the same. Personal ears, mistake ears, etc., etc. Then, in here, I have just like, this is like my miscellaneous pile. I've got the tools that I need to do wood burning materials. I've got spray adhesive. I've got liquid latex. I've got acrylic paint. I've got printer for my printer. I've got leather glue. I've got disposable gloves. Like, I just have everything in here that I need for projects that are not ear related but craft related. And this is just kind of the home for anything that I feel doesn't really have a good home. Then last but certainly not least, I have this lovely bucket, which is actually full of mainly pins. So I've got all of my pins that I want to trade or sell in here. I've also got some pin boards. Like, I'm probably going to, well, no, I am going to sell this pin set. So it's listed on my Mercari. Same with the pins on here, and I just didn't want to put them back on my board because it's easier to just put them on here, take pictures of them, list them, and then take them off. And then I've got an extra board here as well. I also have a little booklet, and this has all of the backer cards for my limited edition pins. So if I ever decide I want to sell them, I can sell them with the original backer cards. I've also got the boxes for limited edition pins in here because I just don't want to get rid of them again in case I want to sell them. They're more valuable when you have the original packaging. I've got tons of pin backs. I've got also a box of patches. I have purchased so many patches that I just don't know what to do with. I really want to make some jean jackets, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Like, this little Eeyore is so adorable. He's not a patch, he's like a bling thing, and I think it would look so cute on the back of a denim jacket. I've got Star Wars patches, Disney patches. I've got all of the patches. I just need to figure out how I want to use them. So we shall figure that out eventually. And then lastly, sort of random in here, I've got my MacBook charger. I never use my MacBook, but I've got it in here just in case. And then I've also got pins because I really, or what are they called? Like, you know what I'm talking about, like picture pins that you wear like on your thing at Disney or like on a backpack or something. And I've got these because I've wanted to make some custom ones, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I made one, but I haven't really made any since then. So I've got these in here for when I get around to doing that. Once again, this entire like section is just full of craft supplies that I need to use but haven't gotten around to using, or projects that I've gotten really excited to make and then forgot about. So that's that. And then on top of my TV stand here, I've just got my TV and my DVD player, like I said, so I can watch TV while I'm making ears. I've got a little Disney World Cinderella's Castle picture frame that has a photo of me when I was dancing in a parade at Disney when I was a little big girl, little kid. I've got some tiny models of some different Star Wars ships. I've got a candle. I've got a little mermaid. This is my well bunny. I sleep with it whenever I'm sick. My mommy gave it to me. I've got the Sleeping Beauty notebook. I've got a Mary Poppins book that is actually filled with note cards. So I use these when I send PR packages, and I write like a handwritten card and put these in there. So yeah, just kind of a bunch of random stuff up here. Above that, I have my pin wall. So on my pin wall, starting from left to right once again, I've got my Star Wars pins, mainly my Padme, Anakin, and kind of dark side pins. Yeah, just a lot of pins. I've got my Star Wars full collection of like the movie set pins. I've got a bunch of different princess pins. On the castle, I've got mainly castle themed pins and then all these letter pins, which I think are really cute. On the Millennium Falcon, I have all like ship themed pins. So there's TIE Fighters, Millennium Falcon pins. Yeah, just all different pins that feature different spaceships. On R2-D2, I've mainly got droids, and then, well, no, that's not true. There's just kind of a conglomerate of other Star Wars pins here on my R2-D2. On Ariel here, I've got all Ariel pins, kind of obvious. On Belle, I've got all Belle pins, also kind of obvious. And then up here, I have some Tiana pins, a random lone Little Mermaid pin that I can't find a spot for, Pocahontas, Tangled, Mulan, Captain America, because I couldn't resist that pin, and then a Loki postcard that my friend got me, and some other pins that are, you know, the wear 'em kind. So yeah, I've got my pin wall, and let's take a look at the gallery wall that is behind me, and then we'll go look at my work from home setup and my closet. So starting over here, first I've got this giant poster that my grandma actually made for me when I was little. Again, this is the same event where I danced in a Disney World parade, and she made it into like this huge poster with all the info about it, which is cool. Up here I've got, this is actually a Thomas Kincaid, what is it called? Puzzle that I Mod Podged together and framed, and it's of Flynn and Rapunzel, and then Mother Gothel and the city of Corona are in the back there. I've got these two matching Belle and Cinderella prints that I got, I think at like Target or TJ Maxx. I've got a little shelf with my little Frozen characters, a family pick, and a little Frozen looking shoe. A custom canvas that has my YouTube channel / Etsy shop name on it from my friend Shelby. She got this for me for Christmas. Love you, Shelby. The most important print, my Loki print with his little fireworks. I love him dearly. And then up here, we've got my Padme like crest helmet thing she wears when they flee to Naboo, as well as a little BB-8 succulent plant thing. Then continuing to move over, up here I've got a print that, or a painting actually, that my friend Jenny painted. It's got a bunch of different Disney characters on it, and it's really super cute, and I love it. Mainly because it's one of a kind, and no one else has it because only I have it. Then I also have this gorgeous Tiana, like sitting on a moon print. I can't remember the name of the artist who does these, but he does them for multiple different characters, and I actually got this at like the little art store that's at Disney Springs at Disney World. Then I've got this random frame that I bought the wrong size of, and it already came with this print inside of it, so I just left it in there, hung it up, and eventually I'll put something in there that actually fits that size. Above that, I've got a gorgeous print of Padme from an Etsy shop. And then lastly, I've got a little Grogu / Mandalorian poster calendar situation over here, which is good because I can easily look to my left and see all the dates and everything from my work desk. So now let's go look at the desk that I use for my 9 to 5. I had to close the blinds so that you guys could see okay, but starting over here, I actually have this black thing is a light box display, and so I can take pictures of my ears in here, and what's great about it is that it has all of the same color and everything, so the pictures come out really professional because they're well lit, and on like a smooth background, but it also makes it super easy if I want to Photoshop the ears, like say to look like they're at Disney World, I can do that, and it's super duper easy thanks to this. So love that. I've also got some ready-made ears lined up here. So these are just ears that are 100% ready to go, and they are acceptable for selling to a customer. So I just line them up here so that whenever an order comes through for those specific pairs, I have them ready to go and can easily package them up. Now, moving on to my full work from home setup. First of all, I have a plate because I had a snack earlier, so let's move that out of the way. But first, I've got my printer. This still doesn't really qualify as work from home setup. I very rarely print things for work, but I do print the packing slips and shipping labels for Etsy using this. So very helpful. I've got one little drawer right here. It doesn't have much. It has a $10 Disney gift card, some Post-its, some extra SD cards. I've got my stapler and 3-hole punch in here, some headphones, some headbands, just some random, you know, office supplies are really in here. This drawer down below doesn't have much either. I pretty much just keep copy paper in here so that whenever my printer runs out of paper, I've got plenty after that. And then down at the bottom, I actually keep my file folder that has all of my important documents in there. Super boring adult stuff, so we won't go through a ton of that. I totally meant to have my Cool Avengers background up, and then I forgot to pull it up for you guys. Next up, I have my monitor. Super interesting. I've also got my wireless keyboard and mouse, so it's easy for me to work. And I also have, I love this little phone charger, which just sits on my desk, and I can set my phone on it and it charges my phone. Moving over to this side, I've got my laptop. Right now, I've got my Asana up. I've just recently started using Asana for project management, not only in my work life, but also in Etsy, because I can easily see everything I need to do in a day. And I'm really loving it, so I might do like a how I use Asana video later. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that, because I really feel like it's helping me with productivity and everything. Then over here, back there, I've got important papers. So I've got Etsy orders in there. I've got scripts for acting stuff that I need to work on. I've got important Holly Lolly papers. Just anything that I need accessible and not filed away yet is over there. I've then got my cute little Beauty and the Beast mugs, which I love. These are filled with just pens, pencils, highlighters, the lighter for my candle, scissors, anything I need during the workday to access easily. And then last but not least, over here I've got well, my phone case, because that 3D thing doesn't work through a phone case, so I have to take it off the phone case, or take the phone case off. But I've got my little notebook, which is what I use to just take notes on anything I'm working on throughout the day, whether it's work or personal. And then I also have my planner, which just helps me keep on track with you know, everything. It's a planner. You guys know what it's for. Then I've got two more drawers. First, I have this cute little laptop or keyboard like thingy. This folds down for easy access, but I don't use it for that. It's a little bit low for that, in my opinion. But I do keep all of my makeup palettes in here, so they're super easy to access. And they fit in here really perfectly. So all of my makeup palettes are in there. And then all of my makeup I keep in this drawer. I keep all of the makeup that I use on a daily basis in this little pouch, so it's easy if I need to grab it and go, whether we're going on a trip or I need to do my makeup in the car, whatever it is, I can grab this and run. But then I've got all my other makeup things in here as well, so it's easy access when I'm doing my makeup in the mornings. I can just grab anything extra that I want out of there. Super fun. So that is my work from home desk. Last but certainly not least, let's go through the closet that's in here, because man, that is like my saving grace. Otherwise this place would be an absolute mess, because the storage in there is like vital to me not going insane from it all being scattered around my office. Okay, so now we are over here in the closet. The first thing you'll notice is that up here I've got all of my lounge flies. I don't use them every day, so I don't need them to be super easy access, but it is really nice to be able to easily grab them from up here whenever I'm going on a Disney trip and I want to take a couple of them with me. Moving right along, I have a bag I need to return to my friend Shelby. Yes, the same one that bought me the portrait. I have so much random stuff in here. Like, these are actually lightsaber mounts, and I need to mount my other lightsabers, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it, so they're sitting in here. I've got crayons, a random box of stuff, an old notebook that has a lot of important information in it, so I'm not willing to throw it away, even though I probably could. I'm just scared to in case I want to reference something from it, mainly for work reasons. Then I've got a ton of extra foam to be cut and inserted into ears. So got plenty of that. We have a box. I don't even remember what's in this box. I think it's vinyl scraps, but I'm not 100% sure. And then over here I've got random other stuff. Like, I've got a Minnie Mouse hat from when I was a kid. I've got an old camera that I don't really use, a paper cutter, a thing of foam, I don't know, and my old laptop. I don't know. This is what I'm talking about when I say this closet is just a catch-all. There are some things that I use in here regularly, but most of it is like, I don't even know. Then over here, I've got some drawers. These are mainly office supplies filled. So I've got extra sticky notes and stickers in here. I've got extra double-sided tape and like lined paper. I've got tons of pens, pencils, and highlighters in here, like more than I'm going to be able to use in my lifetime. I've got pre-cut ears in here as well. These are for designs that I don't really have listed on the shop right now. A lot of these were made when I very first started making ears, so I kind of need to go through these and decide what I'm going to keep versus what I'm going to throw away, because a lot of them are not the best quality because it was when I first started making ears. So I've gotten a lot better since then. And then in here, I've got extra sewing supplies. I've got like elastic, my sewing kit, adhesive, just random stuff. In here, again, same thing. I've got extra staples, attachments for my tripod. I've got my Microsoft licensing that I haven't installed on my computer yet. I've got my Mac Daddy sewing machine, which I never use because I can't figure out how to fix it over here. I've got FedEx labels so that I can insert my shipping labels in there. And then my heat press is in here as well. All of this crap sitting on top is stuff to either sell or include in PR packages or giveaways. So it's just kind of a mess. Then down here, I've got kind of the same. This box is basically full of stuff that I can either sell or use in giveaways. Same with this pile right here. Same with this jar of stuff right here. It's just a bunch of Disney stuff that I don't feel like keeping. I can either sell or give away. In here, I've got fabric scraps. So just tons of little bits and pieces of fabric that I can use. Oftentimes I use it for the center wraparound part of the bow, and I just keep this so I can pull it from here instead of having to cut a piece of fabric for that. In here, I've got t-shirt blanks. So I've got tons of onesies because I have two cute little nephews. So I've got little t-shirts, hoodies, just literally, this is like chock full of t-shirt blanks. So anytime I need to make a t-shirt for someone, I can do it. And then last but most certainly not least, probably most important, is I have the case for my Ahsoka lightsabers. So anytime I want to package them up for whatever reason, have the case. First, I have tons of fabrics. This is extra Disney print fabrics. These are mainly plaids. This is furry, like animal print style fabric, as well as the pom-poms I use for my Chewbacca ears. Then down here, I've got seasonal fabrics. This is Halloween and Christmas. I've got tons of different velvets in this drawer, and then the last drawer here at the bottom is actually overflow because I have so many velvets that I needed an overflow. Moving back up to finish off, this is the last thing, you guys. I have these little organization trays that I actually bought to go in my desk, but then they didn't fit, but I still wanted to use them. So this one has just a bunch of random supplies. I've got extra thread. I've got the glue for the like bling design thingies. I've got trim for my Sorcerer Mickey ears. A bunch of random stuff for real. In here I have more trim that I use for mini ears. So nothing super exciting there. And then lastly, I have this little organizer that I use for all of the buttons that I sometimes use as centerpieces on ears. So yeah, I am literally out of breath. So yeah, that is my Disney office. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and hit that big red subscribe button down below to come hang out with me more on the channel. I do lifestyle and Disney content, if you can't tell already. Make sure to follow my Instagrams if you'd like to purchase a pair of ears from my Etsy shop. The link will be down there below as well. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!